Well, it's now 3 months since Second Division Charlton Athletic embarked on perhaps the most ambitious football gamble of the season, splashing £250,000 to sign the Danish international Alan Simonsen from the Spanish giants Barcelona. Simonsen's first appearance in a Charlton shirt more than doubled their average attendance to 10,800. Tony Gubber reports.
Looking like a little boy who sneaked into a man's team, Alan Simonsen poses for pictures with local cubs. The diminutive Dane was bought, like another Scandinavian product, to refresh parts of the valley that others haven't reached. But here's the size of the task. On his 12th appearance in a Charlton shirt, barely 1,000 spectators on an East Terrace that once held 30,000. This was the 40s when Charlton were a giant of English football, reaching the cup final 4 times in 5 years, winning twice. Today, Charlton's ambition is more lowly, more desperate, to avoid relegation from Division 2. Simonsen's touch and talent are immediately evident, but in such journeyman football company, there's always a danger that one star will shine alone. Only 4,500 spectators, the second lowest gate of the season, were attracted by the visit of Cambridge and the opportunity to see Simonsen, who scored 6 goals in his first 11 games and who was voted the European Footballer of the Year in 1977 after Beckenbauer, before Keegan. Only 9 months ago, Simonsen was performing to bigger theatre, in front of 100,000 spectators at the European Cup Winners' Cup final, scoring the opening goal in Barcelona's 2-1 defeat of Standard Liège. Simonsen's protracted transfer to Charlton last November was a triumph of personal ambition for chairman Mark Hullier on the left. £250,000 was the fee, but the wages remain undisclosed.
It's a larger financial gamble now than it was anticipated to be at the time because of the lack of response from the supporters. We have a fabulous hardcore of about 6,000. I was very disappointed, for example, after the Ipswich game to see 17,000 here, of which at least 12,000 were Charlton supporters, and we lost 6,000 in 1 week after playing what I considered to be tremendous football. Many people said that that was one of the best games of football that they'd seen at the Valley for many, many years.
Yesterday's opening goal was scored by the Cambridge number 7, Les Cartwright. A cruel reminder to Charlton and their chairman Mark Hullier that they need success to pay Alan Simonsen's wages.
Well, I wouldn't ever discuss Simonsen's personal contract in any shape or form, quite frankly.
But on the face of it, 5,500 wouldn't seem to be enough.
5,500 probably wouldn't pay the groundsman's salary either.
Simonsen was given the opportunity to earn his wages yesterday by a harsh handball decision that helped cost Cambridge their first away win for 14 months. From the penalty spot, Simonsen scored his 7th goal in 12 games. And Charlton's resurrection was completed in the dying minutes, when a cross from Carl Harris was headed in by the unmarked Derek Hales. The 2-1 win lifted Charlton 4 places up the table and eased the worries of manager Lenny Lawrence.
Is there any problem for you with other players, perhaps having to G them up a bit more because they might expect to stand still and watch Simonsen win the match for them?
I think that initially there might be envy and jealousy because he is the superstar and all the media attention is focused around him and they forget there's 10 others in the team. But I've reminded everybody concerned with this club that you can't do anything unless you are a winning team. Alan Simonsen, if you like, is the icing on the cake. But if the cake's not right, then you've got a problem.
I think Charlton have taken quite a big financial gamble to sign somebody like yourself in the hope of success. How do you feel about that responsibility?
Oh, I don't think I must have a responsibility. I think it is the club who has to decide who they want to buy, and I only have to make it so good I can as possible on the ground with our players. And the other thing is not my
Not your problem?
Not my problem, yeah.
Do you look around at the Valley when you go out? Today there were only 4,500 people.
Yeah, I think it must be very disappointing for the club and for the players also. And I hope that we can play better in the future, get some more points, and then I'm sure that the crowd will come back, or there will come more crowd. Of course, when you are in the bottom of the league, it is very difficult for the crowd also to come here and see when Charlton is losing and losing.
But you've not regretted your decision?
No, until now not.
Simonsen has a clear perspective of his responsibilities. But how long can Charlton afford to keep him, with the crowds still melting away?
From a financial point of view, we're like any other club, that we will carry on and struggle on it as best we can. But it's the supporters who really force decisions on the directors. This is something I've recognised since I've been chairman, that the chairman and directors don't want to sell their best players. But if supporters don't come in through the turnstiles, you don't have the revenue there, and therefore you're forced to sell assets just to keep afloat.
Might you be forced to sell Alan Simonsen?
After the struggle of getting him, I would not like to consider having to sell Alan Simonsen in any shape or form.
But might that be forced upon you?
I don't think so.